Rachel, and I am the Thrifty Crocheter. And I thought I'd come on live again today and say hi to everybody. And I'm going to point out a book that I got not that long ago. Thrifty Knit 25 Knitting and Crocheting Patterns refashioned for today. And I got it at my local bookstore. And I got half price books for only like $8, and it was originally was like $25, so that's a really awesome deal. But what's really cool is that it shows patterns. There's attractive skull cap for casual wear, and then it shows a today's version. Um, oh, this one's really cute. I don't know how to pronounce it. CHIGNON cap. Here's the old, and then here's the new version. Ooh, here's the back side of that with the bows. That's really cute. A knitted collar, like if you want to put like a fake collar in. Oh, a headscarf. Like you've seen those in like a lot of old movies. And then here's a today version. That's really pretty. Oh, 12 polo mode hats. Okay, here's all the different versions of hats. Here's one of the up close pictures of it. There's another. Here's 6 of them. And here's the other 6. So yeah, you could still take something old and make it new again. Attractive jumper with slanting yoke and cable stitch. More or less a sweater, like a sweater top. And then here's the new version. Ooh, a blouse front. Here's the old. And then there's the new. Look at that, it's even backless. The new version's backless. Blouse with a round yoke. Here's the old version. Here's the new. Man's lumber jacket. Okay, here's the guy wearing it. Then they got a lady makes it look a lot more feminine, but it's still kind of masculine at the same time. And I think that's pretty cool. Ladies jumper with double scarf collar. Now that's interesting. There's the old version. Here's the new version. Oh, a man's cardigan, kind of like a Mr. Rogers kind of theme. And here's the new version. That's actually kind of nice. A nice fall look to it. Or if you were, instead of to use cream, if you were to use red, and then you have like a nice Christmassy looking sweater, that would be cool too. Spiral pattern jumper. It looks like a scarf thing to go with it. And then here's the new version. Tricolor pullover. Now in black and white probably doesn't really do it a whole lot of justice, but I do like this. Even though it is still, I mean it's in color, but it's still black and white, but it still looks nice. You can do any colors. A twin set in simple stitches, a duet in knitting. So there's that. And there's the new. There's And there's some more pictures of that, of the new version. Oh, a half blouse. Oh, that looks interesting. Then there's the new version. And there's another up close of that. See, it almost has like a plain t-shirt look. 2-color spot jersey. Nope. You better look at the colors. You can use any colors, of course. Oh, a dress. Charming dress. Well, they only got the top part. They didn't put in the skirt part, but here's the whole thing for the newer version. But yeah. So you can always bring back the old and give it a new look. I know some of you aren't into that, but I bought that to show that what is old is also still new. But those are some things that you could try. Like take a look at older books with older patterns and just put a new twist on it, and then it's got a new look. Whether you're using different yarn, different hook, just change up the style just a little bit, just give it a little your own personal vibe on it, and it's new. Like I've shown before, I took a hat that came out like way too big, and I added handles to it, and voila, it was now a bag. You could do something like that. Or like those. Use whatever colors. Like you don't have to use the colors that they had in that book, but use your own colors. And then it could be, whatever, like that, like the green sweater with the tan. I told, for example, instead of using tan, you could use the red, and then it would be very Christmassy. This one, you make it to like a Christmas sweater. Ooh, something interesting I just thought about. This lady's jumper with a double scarf collar. It's kind of hard to tell in this video, but if you look, I mean, you can't really see the holes that are in this one. But when you go to look at the page of the newer version, it does have the holes, but I like that. I think that is just the really cool idea. I mean, you can kind of see in this one, but not really, whereas you can see it more in this one. And I think that is a neat look. I haven't really looked at the directions for each per se. But I know in these knitting and crochet books, they tend to be 90% knitting and 10% crochet. But I just liked it for what it is. Vintage knit, 25 knitting and crocheting patterns refashioned for today. Marine Malik with Geraldine Warner. I think those are authors, I believe. But I really did like all the different hats. They showed the 12 hats earlier. All the different styles of hats. That was really neat. Oh, yeah, here they are. Where they took the old ones and gave, and here's like the new versions. There's the first 6. And there's the other 6. There's some really cute ones because they did give a little bit of up close of 2 of them. Like there's one. there's the other one. I mean, those are just some really, I mean, just when you think you can't take something old and make it new again, there are books like this that prove you wrong. And just because you think it's old, it should stay that way. No, no. You could always take something like that and, like I said, twist it up and give it a new look. You just got to use your imagination. Just use your noggin and use your imagination. That's all it takes. Don't give up on it. And I appreciate all my subscribers. Hello, Darn Yarn Doll. I really appreciate you. You're always so nice to everybody. Sorry, I lost my internet for a minute. What was I thinking about? Oh. Also here, it's kind of warm today. It was a little bit cooler this morning, and it was raining this morning, so now it's kind of humid out. I didn't get a whole lot done. I did do a little bit of dusting in here, and working on my hooker versus hooker project. And no, I cannot tell you what it is. Hooker versus hooker. If you don't know, Mimi, well, actually her name is Lala, but Mad Mimi's Crochet and Farming, and Jen the Alaskan Crafter, they put together this thing every month, this little contest where they had the two of them are against another podcaster and a subscriber. Well, I'm the subscriber for the month of May, and for the month of May, this particular round, we are making a baby item with the colors green, white, and yellow. But every month, it's a different podcast. They go against a different podcaster and a different subscriber. And the least amount of colors is 2, and the most is 5. And it's a different project every time. And if you saw this past weekend's video, they had to make an amigurumi, and there are some really good ones. They all did a really good job. I thought they all did a really nice job on everything. I know Juan's dragon was really impressive. That was fabulous. I don't know that I would have the patience to put all the squares and pentagons and octagons and whatever shapes he had in there together. I would not have that kind of patience. In fact, I'm actually working on a stuffed kitty cat that you had to make all these little squares and triangles, and I gotta get them all sewn together and then stuff it yet. I've got just a few more pieces left to make. But this isn't for hooker versus hooker. This is for a family member. So I got to get that done. But I'm gonna have that done as a Christmas present. So I still got some time yet. It's the first time I've done anything like that. So I've got, like I said, I got most of them made. I still got a few more pieces to go, and then I can put them all together. I even had to crochet the eyes and the nose and the smile. And I've already got those pieces made. Although I'm thinking about getting safety eyes to put over top of the crochet, just to make sure that they stay on better than just sewing them on. I don't know. I actually talked about this before. Let's see if the book is in here. I'm sorry. Yep. I talked about this in a previous video, where in this book, it was one title, and in a pamphlet, it had another title. Let me see if I can find our little granny cat here. Granny's Toy Shop. Where'd you go? There it is. Granny's cat. That's what I'm working on. And I'm making the kitty cat calico, like where these darker pieces are. They're going to be, I decided to use like little stripy yarn. Is that project in here? Sorry, 1 minute. Yes. Yes, I got some of some more solid pieces. Here, oh, there were some that had to be half and half. I've almost all those done. And another solid of that color. Because you had to have so many of each color. Oh, here's my hat. Here's my little triangle pieces. Those are for the ears. For ears. And I think for other parts, I'm not sure now. But there's like a zillion pieces to this. I decided to make it a calico cat because I think it would look a lot prettier, a lot neater that way. Because the main body of the cat is going to be like a navy blue, so I wanted all the colors to stick out. Let's up closer. I'm sorry. I had my phone too far away. I can't read. Can you hold up that bag you got those from in? Is it crocheted? Which? Oh, this bag? No. Actually, I got this. Here where I live, every year they have Johnny Appleseed Festival, and they have to make things that are from like that from like a long while from that time period. Most people are pretty true to it. Some are not quite that good, not quite at that time period. So the bag obviously isn't from that time period. But I cannot. I've never made doilies before, but I just thought this whole bag was just really, really pretty. One of these days, I'm going to brave myself to make things such as this, but not yet. I'm not quite at that point yet, but I wish I was. But right now, I'm just using it as another project bag. So some of the yarn that I'm using is Red Heart. I've also, to help get everything sewn together, I got some woolies, some Lion Brand woolies. This was like a while back. Some of this is yarn that I had, some of it I bought. But I was just like, I'm trying to use up yarn. And somebody else's live, I once heard, this was kind of funny. The way to clean up your yarn space is to make a project. By making the project, then you get more yarn out of the floor and out of the way. Which is kind of, I could see that. But my friend here, these actually I did make. This bag I finished last week. I showed you guys this in a video. I think it's rather cute. I had mentioned, and I still don't know what I did with it. I'm still trying to find what I did with it. One time when I was buying yarn at a thrift store, there was this plastic bottle where, they taken the plastic bottle, cut the top off, and poked holes with like a hole punch, and then was crocheting on the top to make that into a bag. And I know there's something like that at my grandmother's house, and I was going to replicate that, and I know I set it aside, and I don't remember what I did with it. And it's making me and it upsets me. Because I was going to do like a mommy and me kind of thing. Like that was going to be the mommy's, and then I was going to take the little one to be the little kid's bag. And I don't know what I did with it. Drives me nuts. And this particular bag I made in another project I made from another book, but it was telling to do put can't talk straight now, stitches together, but it was doing what I call a pyramid effect. It kept shrinking and shrinking. So then I had to add in my own stitches to help widen it again. And then I brought it back with the two togethers, and you had to use like little key rings for the whole for the strap for that. So it was a cute little bag, and it came together. I named her Karen Hirschner. My daughter's got that for me for my birthday back in March. Um, thank you. I'm glad you like my project bag. I love all the colors in that bag. Well, yay! Thank you, thank you. Um, oh, here's something I wanted to talk about. You know how they say the camera adds 10 pounds? I don't know if you can see it, but yeah. This guy, I was watching Juan do his yarn, and I thought, oh, that is big. That'll make some really big cakes. I mean, I could still make cakes, but then when I got it, it was a lot smaller than what I thought it was going to be. And I forgot that when you put up the camera this close, it does make it look really, really big. I mean, it still made cakes. Let me get my water bottle out of the way. I mean, that's kind of like, I mean, it's still a great thing to have, but it just looked a lot bigger on camera than what I was expecting it to be. Um, but I like it. Oh, and I haven't gotten it put up yet. I still got to make room on my table. I also did when I bought that for more because it was pretty costly for the two of them. I also got a Swift because I do have some hanks that I need to that I need to put on the Swift and put into cakes. Um, um, I want to know how everybody is doing today. I did see that Jay was doing his live, so I watched his live. Had to miss some lives this morning. I had some errands to run. I had to help my father run some errands. He doesn't drive anymore, so I had to go help him out. I do try to help him because he can't drive anymore, and so I help him and mom out by doing some things for them. Um, Especially on my day off. Then when I come home, then I get my own stuff done, my own house chores and crocheting. Um, oh, this is kind of heavy. It's something I bought myself a while back. Saving for a stash. It does have change in it. It's probably about half full by now. You know what? That's something I realized. Not a lot of people actually use cash and change anymore because we live in this debit and credit card society. And unfortunately, I've kind of gotten stuck in that. I tend to use my debit card more than I use cash, and I used to just always use cash. Um, but now I've kind of gotten stuck on that too. But I do not go online to buy yarn. I don't like to go online to buy things in general because I just don't trust online. I mean, I know that there are ways to protect yourself when you're buying things, but unfortunately, there are a lot of scammers. There are a lot of people who've broken into those safeties and stolen people's identity and whatnot. And so I just don't trust buying online at all. Like I said, I'd rather prefer to go in person anywhere to buy things. Like when I go to buy my yarn, I always go to thrift stores. And thrift stores are a lot cleaner than what most people give them credit for. And for those uh, who give that yarn to thrift stores, we appreciate you because we take that yarn and we play with it and we make lovely things out of it, and you don't know what you're missing out on because you can't make anything out of this. Well, guess what? We can. Us crocheters who can only afford that, we can make things out of it. But we take it and make other things out of other objects out of it. Um, I mean, you just got to give that yarn a chance. You can mix it up with other yarns. You can't just discount it out. You can't. But for those who, like I said, donate it to thrift stores in their community, we appreciate you because then we get to use it. And it's sometimes you actually come across the bougie some of the bougie yarns that they've given away, and then we get them at a very much discounted price than what you bought it originally. Um, and also I've bought yarn from Garage and Yard Sales. Oh my gosh, this giant tub. I've got 3 squares done. Now I actually did buy yarn to help sew all the squares together. Here's my squares. Here they are. Here's 2 of the squares. Although I think I need to block them. And then here's the 3rd one that I'm working on. I gotta make the square part. Right now it's just circular. I gotta make the square part. But what's kind of funny is that when Juan showed this, I was like, oh, I have that. Color wheels. Oh, I need to get tape. But my picture's in black and white. I think his was in color. And I was like, I have that. And then I took pictures of them, and he was. So I gotta get started on working on that. Although when I got it, it came. I'm sorry. It came with some interesting things in here. Came with this star and this one. This one. And I was like, I don't want to tear them. I don't want to frog them. But at the same time, I'm going to have to find a pattern. And here's a square. There's one. I'm going to have to find the patterns for these. I think somebody started a little doll. Somebody made like a little doll hat. And here's I think somebody else also made this little hat. I didn't make it, but I thought that was really cute. I'm going to have to find the pattern for that. That's a cute little doll black bucket hat. Ooh. Uh-oh, it's tangled in my yarn. My yarn is getting tangled. And it's getting... Here's what I might try if I could find the pattern for this. It's all diamond shaped. And I think that would make an interesting blanket, or yeah. Because there was no patterns in here for those. But it's a tub full of yarn. The only yarn I did buy right after I bought that, and I went to probably Joann's or Hobby Lobby, and I bought the Karen 1 pound. I bought 3 of them because I know it's gonna take a lot of yarn to make each of the squares, and then crochet all the squares together. And because in the squares, what you do is you make all of the colors first. So, and then you gotta do the center, and then you do this part to square it off, and then this part of it is whichever color you started with first, and then you have the outside, and then of course you gotta crochet once you get all your squares done, then you crochet them all together. So that's going to be really cool when I'm done. I'm probably going to keep that one for myself because I rarely keep anything for myself. I usually end up giving it away to people. Um, something. We're in 30 minutes into this. Wow. And um, but like I say, I appreciate. I know there isn't exactly like how most people do it, but this is me. This is me. I do try to pass along. In past videos, I have told you about various different um, other YouTubers out there and the things that I like about them, and whether like I had that whole list of. It is a really lengthy list of people who also do lives. I've given you a uh, oh, how did I okay how I did this. Oh, some new guys that I picked up, who the Boggy Brigade is, a couple of them that I know because in their videos they say they do markets. They make things and then sell them in markets. I think when I first started telling you about people, I was talking about a lot of the different people I watch and the things about them. And I will continue to do that because as a Yarny community, um, I believe that we should all be there for each other and help each other out. Um, oh, thank you, Little Treasure by Nancy. Thank you. Um, oh, like I missed. He says, I spun a ball yarn with my hands yesterday, leftovers, and wow, did I? Yeah, yeah. After a while, yeah, it does get tiring after a while, especially if you do it with your hands. Your hands and your arms get tired. That's what I like about the having a yarn winder. It makes it go a lot faster. Um, but I gotta sit there and do it for a few minutes, and I get tired. I'm like, okay, I gotta go do something else. Um, oh, okay. Something else I wanted to talk to you guys about. Um, I had this monthly crochet thing, and it's not around. And it's now I was like, okay, I need to do more of them. It was called Crochet Surprise, and each month there would be a box that would come to your house, and it would have a different project, and it came with the little thing like this, and then it would tell you what you're making and everything about the pattern. Like in this particular box, there are a pair of tuna headband, um, and then the Burnett's. They're using the Burnett satin, and then the only thing that you had to provide for yourself, and they're all different projects. Every month with a different project with different yarn. But they would all tell you the project, it would give you the yarn, and it would give you some tea. But this kind of tea was not like in a little baggie. They were loose leaf tea, and it's so delicious. But anyway, they would the other thing you had to provide was your own hooks, and but everything else was already there for you. All the yarn that you will need, they give you the directions on how to make that project. And I let them go by the wayside, so I decided, okay, I'm going to make these and get the boxes out of my way and get them off the floor and give them to people. Yeah. You have a good day at work, little treasures. Um, I know it's only May, but we still have, but the year has already flown by, and I appreciate every single one of you. I appreciate those who came to my live. Um, I'm still kind of figuring this whole thing out. I want to wish everyone a very wonderful day. If it's hot where you are, keep cool. If it's still kind of chilly out, keep warm. Um, like I know some of the yarn community that I watch, they live in Alaska, so they're still getting snow, but they live in Alaska, so yeah. Or if you live in the United States where there are mountains and you live closer to the peaks where there's going to be snow, then yeah, of course there's going to be snow. And then you can come back down to where it's cool, where it's warmer, and then, but see, I don't mind, like in the wintertime, I don't mind when it, like the fresh fallen snow, as long as it's powdery, but when it's wet and sticky, no. And like the only days I need snow are Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. Those are the only 2 days a year I want snow. After that, it can all be gone. I'm not a big fan of snow or cold at all. Um, but I live in the Midwest, so unfortunately we do get snow. Although when you're a kid, you have fun playing in it, but as an adult, you don't have fun shoveling it. It is not fun, and it's not fun to drive in either. Um, but I am trying ever so hard to give you some more content, and I will try to have lives once a week. It may not always be at the same time each week, but I am trying because, as we all know, life gets in the way. I can't always do them when I want to. So when I have the time, I'm going to be doing my lives once a week. And but not on the weekends, because on the weekends is when everybody, well, not everybody, but when most of the community tends to do their lives is on the weekends. There are some people though that I watch that do theirs in the morning, and I appreciate those because when I'm getting ready, my daughter's getting me and my daughter are getting ready to take her to work. I listen to them, and then when I'm on my way to work, um, I put my phone on and I listen to the live on my way to work, and it's like having friends right there with me in the car while I'm driving to work, and it makes the drive to work so much better. It just makes it so much better to have friend when it's like having a friend in the car with you to chit chat with. Um, because I didn't make comments, even though I was over there, but I make comments to the because it's like how some I don't know, it's call me weird, but that's me. Um, do a late night, maybe. Um, I I'm Eastern Standard Time, and right now it is almost 5 p.m. my time, and I work second shift at my work, and at my job I work from 12:30 in the afternoon till 9 o'clock at night. So it's roughly 9:30, and depending on how late, if I get done later, then sometimes it's like almost it's somewhere between 9:30 and 10 by the time I get home. And I mean, I know some of you will also do a late night at night, either on a weekday or on a weekend. I'm like, I think Mishi's is, I think hers is like at my time at like 9 or 10 o'clock, I think. And I'm trying not to step on other people's toes. Like, I don't want to do mine when somebody else is doing theirs on the weekends. And I'm trying not to do them in the evening because I know some of you also would do one in the evening, and I don't want to. Again, I'm trying being respectful and not step on other people's toes and have mine when theirs in the evening. Um, so Thank you, Yarn Doll. You are so sweet. You are just so really sweet and so kind. I love your little puppy doggies. They're fun. Um, I love all your little sun bunnies. Those were really cute. When you showed those in your video the other day, those were all really really, really cute. Um, I have laundry to finish. I have crochet to finish. It's warm in this room because I shut the door. So, because family was talking downstairs, and I didn't want that to get into the video. But I want to wish all of you a very wonderful day. I don't have StreamYard yet. So, whenever I do get StreamYard, then things like this and like this that I've seen people do are going to be so much more fun. And like things like that, I think those are so cute. I love all the little magic that comes on when people do little gestures to the StreamYard, and they have oh, and I stream well. From my understanding, Nightbot is separate from StreamYard, and somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but I've been taught that that's a separate thing that you have to add to your phone besides the StreamYard. But I really love the Nightbot. I like that. I like that feature because everybody does different things to drop their channel. Some people just use the word drop, and then there are other stations. Boy, I'm old. Other content creators who will use certain words to for people to drop their channels with, and I think that's really awesome too. Um, and some people use Nightbot to if you put like the weather with your zip code and you can see somebody's weather, or put in joke and it'll tell you a joke. Like another one that I like to watch in the mornings. If you put in RPS, it'll play rock paper scissors with you. And Nightbot, sometimes he's a good winner, and sometimes he's a terrible winner, and sometimes he's a good loser, and sometimes he's a very bad loser when it comes to rock paper scissors. And I just think Nightbot's really cute and really fun. Um, Although some people try to use the moderators for dropping channels more than Nightbot, but I think it's kind of like half and half, basically, because like I said, half do and half don't. Um, but I, and as I get more moderators, and now I just made one, I just made uh, $99 Nightbot, or not Nightbot, night moderator. As I get more moderators in, then it'll be helpful. But just want to thank everybody because I appreciate everybody. I'm up to 130. 130. I mean, I know that's small potatoes compared to a lot of people, but like, as someone told me, you got to start somewhere. I mean, I'm brand spanking new. I've only been around since Easter, so I'm not like some people who just explode. But I try my best at what I can and can't do. I do everything on my phone, guys. On my phone. I have an old laptop that is extremely slow, and I've put it away to never to be seen again. And I don't have, so I'm doing everything on my phone. So I'm doing the best that I can with what I've got. So I appreciate every one of you. Oh, I do. That's the only else I need to do more work on. For those that loom knit, okay, my ball decided to fall down. Nope, it is not finished yet. Oh my gosh. Oh, I got to learn how to step on the chair. Ooh. It has gotten really long. But it needs to be longer. A little longer anyway. This is a blanket that I am making on an S loom. And it's really easy to do. The only thing you need to do, and unfortunately I made the mistake and I've done it like 3 times, but so I'm gonna have to clip them when I get done and then hide them in there. You have to mark where your beginning and end is. Okay, see here on this part of the S, you know, you're still keeping it together. And right here is where I've got the markers. I don't know if you can see it, but I've got little markers right there to help me know where that end is so that I don't accidentally sew together. Well, I've done it like with one stitch 3 different times. I wasn't paying attention. But I use various shades of purple because that's my favorite color. And it's actually coming out really, really good. And it gets heavier. The more that comes out, the heavier it gets. Heavier it gets from you're holding this up. And I usually put this on my lap and do it. Okay, I gotta get down before I fall down. But that's also something else that I am making. Oh, thank you for the purple hearts. Well, I do have something that's also on another loom that I'm frogging because I lost the pattern for it and I don't remember how to make it. And it's actually on a Martha Stewart knit and weave loom kit. I don't know if some of you remember when those were out. I think Hobby Lobby. Well, actually, Walmart had them first, and then like Hobby Lobby and Joann had them. But now they have like, I guess not Martha Stewart name per se, but I think one of either Hobby Lobby or Joann still sells the pieces like in the pegs. And the pegs come. Each color is a different size depending on the size of yarn you're using, and you can. Like this, see how big I've made this, and I actually used 2 different shades of green when I was making this blanket, but it wasn't coming out the way I wanted, and so now I'm trying to get it to frog it all out, and the yarns are twisting on each other, and it's just maddening. It's just maddening for me. But that's another day. Do not wish to deal with that right now. I do not deal well with that. Oh, here's something interesting. Kind of yarn, it's like yarn adjacent. I found this laundry bag at a thrift store, believe it or not. But when you think about it, there are these same instructions on yarn. So I call it, like I don't use this bag, you know, it is technically a quote unquote laundry bag. I don't use it for laundry. I keeping it in my craft room because even on yarn, it'll tell you how to wash and dry your projects. And see, this way, if I don't know what a certain symbol means, then I have it. Because sometimes they don't tell you, you know, it'll just have a symbol and it won't tell you what you mean. You're supposed to already know. But not everybody knows just by looking at the picture what they mean. So, yeah, now you know. One of the things I'm intending to get, because I do want to show how to make stitches and how to make projects. I need to get, I don't know, I think I saw them in Walmart. I think they still make like selfie sticks or like an arm, and then you put your camera in it, because you know I can't exactly hold the camera with one hand and crochet with the other. That would just no. Or if I were to set this like on a shelf and then have something holding it down and still, no, I'm not about to try that. That's, no, no, I'm not putting myself through all that. So I think I want to get something to help hold the phone. There's a phrase for you, hold the phone. Remember when we used to say hold the phone? Um, I'm sorry. Um, I'm a little scatterbrained today. I apologize. Oh, one more thing I'm going to leave you with. This was also something that I got when I was, I think I've showed this before. I'm sorry, I know I do a lot of repeating. This is so cool. I want to know how to make this. I'm going to figure this out one of these days. Like, I don't need it for anything but for a keepsake. It's got a cross on there. The baubles make a cross. I'm going to have to figure out, I think they're just singles and then a bobble. But I got to figure out how many there is. Maybe I don't think they're doubles because they're too small stitched together. So they got to be singles. And then there's like a bobble at some point. But it says, this small swatch of yarn has been woven with prayers. As you hold this swatch in your hand, may you feel God's strength, love, and peace flow and know that He holds you in His hands. May God bless and comfort you in time of need and give you peace. So I just wanted to leave you with that. And I hope that all of you have a very wonderful day. Bye-bye. Oh, maybe. Bye-bye.